All right, let's finish up 2 slides on here. Okay, so remember your endpoint detections. This is always needs to be understood every time you use an indicator, right? No matter what it is. So the Volhart method, the thiocyanate will be the indicator along with Fe3+, right? So the thiocyanate indicates with the Fe3+. You need excess Fe3+, you need excess thiocyanate, right? That will give you an indication. Fajon's method, which I promise you I am pronouncing this wrong. If I'm not pronouncing this wrong, I will find it very hard to believe. This uses fluorescein, and it's actually going to detect chloride, okay? Because you need chloride to stop being in excess, right? Once chloride stops being in excess, then the fluorescein can bind as your negative layer, your negative ion layer, and that will give you that pink color, or red, depending on. Okay? This is an alternative naming of that, and that's that compound, by the way, if you're curious. Okay, so again, these are just the applications of precipitation titrations. So this is your species that you're analyzing, and these are some of the notes. For example, in this case, you'd have to have precipitation removal would be necessary to use the Volhart method, right? So you would need to do this in such a way that you can filter it, you can remove the precipitate somehow. Again, these will also be precipitation removal will be necessary right here. In this, the back titration of the silver, we left after the BH4 minus. So you have to do this back titration. Okay? This is part of this, by the way. This is the Fajon's method. Again, these are just handy notes to have if you're ever going to use these indicators. Okay? Frankly speaking, we're not actually going to use these methods in the course at any point. But, you know, they actually are very useful. And don't think that you just have to use an indicator with your eyes. Okay? A lot of times these indication reactions are quick. They're very useful for having an obvious physical change. And so you can use them alongside spectroscopic methods and auto titrators, and you can get much more advanced than just, you know, burette, drip, drip, drip. Okay? You don't have to just limit yourself to that. Not that auto titrators are actually that different from burette, drip, drip, drip. Just does it for you, and a little bit quicker. Okay. Anybody have any questions? No? Very good. Note that your book is actually an incredibly useful resource to carry. So if you're planning on going into industry, I highly recommend you buy this book. Or if you plan on going out to graduate school, I highly recommend